course, you see him on Fox Sports 1, longtime NBA sage, who looks fresh and rested because he doesn't have to do all that nonsense breaking story stuff. Leave that to everybody else and, like, constantly staring at your phone. Okay, can I go with it now? Can I go with it? Can I go with it now?
Right.
The biggest move pulled off yesterday was done by who?
I would say the Clippers acquiring Marcus Morris.
Now,
I
was
would
that
say
a
the most impactful move?
Was that a block? Right?
Yes.
Was that a block move? Let's just we know the term, right? Where it's not that we want him. We don't want you to have him.
No, I wouldn't go that far.
There's a Mutombo. No.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't go that far because they did want to add front court depth. They were going to use Mo Harkless and the #1 pick to add a front court player of some kind. If it hadn't been Marcus Morris, I think they would have taken a run at Thad Young with the Chicago Bulls. They wanted that because they are looking across the hallway and they're looking at that size. And even though they won both matchups, they're like, we get into a playoff situation, we don't want to have to rely on Zubac and Montrezl Harrell as basically our only two post players, unless we throw Kawhi Leonard in there or Paul George. Don't necessarily want to do that. So it was that. It was blocking both ways, though, to be honest with you, in that the Lakers, and I was on Undisputed when I said I believe that he's going to be a Laker. They were literally, while I was on the air, the Knicks and the Lakers were talking, and the Lakers at that point, after 24 hours of talking Kuz and everything else, pulled Kyle Kuzma off the table. And the Knicks basically said, oh, if Kuz isn't in it, we're going to go to the other guys. And they knew they could do that deal if Landry Shamet wasn't in the deal. So it was sitting there for them. And that's ultimately how it came down. And I think it is a battle. There's no question. It's a turf battle. And whoever got Marcus Morris was going to feel like they won the day.
Okay, Darren Collison showing up at the Lakers game. Isn't that a win for the Lakers?
Yes, I would say so, especially because the Clippers played the night before against the Heat. And there's no rule that a retired guy can't show up, before the trade deadline to take in a game of the team of his choice. So, yeah, I would say that Collison is going there. And honestly, in terms of deciding who's in a better place right now, I said this at the beginning of the year, I think the Clippers are the better, deeper team. Marcus Morris only makes them better and deeper. But I do want to see the buyout market, and I want to see what Darren Collison decides to do, because I believe Rob Pelinka deserves that. He has earned that. People panned this team at the beginning of the year with the pieces that he put together. And ultimately, these pieces have come together and have the best record in the Western Conference. So he doesn't have a whole lot to play with, but I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt until I see what happens.
Why would the Heat give Andre Iguodala another year?
Because it was because he didn't want to go there.
I know.
That wasn't on his list.
I understand, but he barely made it through the last 2 seasons.
Yeah.
He said he was done, and now he's not done?
It's a fair question. I don't have the answer as to where his mindset is whether he's...
Like, he can play 36 holes. Like, we're talking about 36 holes. Can you play 36 minutes?
Yeah. No, 36 minutes in one night?
Yes.
No, that's not. No. I mean, yeah, but he'd be done.
They were not one piece away. I don't understand. Like, if you're one piece away, like, you need a championship player, a deep playoff run. Remember, he played the 4 or the 5 with the Warriors. Like, I don't know if he fits.
Well, but here's the thing. For where the Heat are, there's no question that he makes them better. They are. You always think of the Heat as this grinding team, defensive-oriented team. They're a good offensive team now. Right. They're a mediocre defensive team. His ability to organize...
He's a mediocre offensive player at best.
Okay,
mediocre is average.
But that's fine. That's why it fits, because you've got plenty of offense. You have the offense that you need. That's why he worked in Golden State. That's why I believe he'll work in Miami. Where you need him is you need him to organize your defense. You need him to make sure that everybody's in the right place, and he can still get it done in short minutes at the defensive end of the floor.
Okay, I don't love it.
Clearly not.
No. Look, I liked him on the buyout market. Like, if you get him for $2 million,
he's not going to Miami on the buyout market.
No, I'm saying for the Lakers. Like Colin sat here and was like, hey, the Lakers want him. Yeah, they wanted him at $2 million. They don't want him at 15 for 2 years.
Yeah, well, Memphis wasn't going to do that. And Memphis really, honestly, it ended up well for everybody, but they wanted him to come into training camp. And just while they're trying to get a deal worked out, show up. He didn't want to show up. So they weren't inclined to do him any favors. And they knew if he went to the buyout market, he was going to LA.
Okay, I want to talk to you about the Warriors and what they did, and if you like or don't like that trade. I'll give you my. Hold on. It's called.
Why do we have to talk about this?
Why?
They're not a good team. The Timberwolves are not a good team.
I know, and they just traded for a player who doesn't. He's not a winning player, right?
They had one.
I understand.
That's a good player. That's not a winning player.
I got it, but I actually love it for the Warriors.
I do too.
Okay, well, all right. We'll get to that upcoming next in the Herd.
Old Trapper Beefs. Tough snacks. Out here.